Welcome to the StockMentor.com studios here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I'm your stock mentor, Brian Johnson, making professional trading simple. And yes, update today. Once again, slow grind. I would assume, what are they waiting for? Maybe numbers tomorrow, job numbers tomorrow, to maybe make a move. But it is turning into kind of what we had, or one of the scenarios I had laid out over the weekend, and that is just a slow grind all week. And that's what we've seen. Absolutely awful trading for the indices. So I hope you guys have been watching stocks during the week. Otherwise, you're either guessing at some of the entries for the ETFs and whatnot, or you're getting your hand chopped off in the sideways action this week. This is just really, really bad for trading. Waiting for a bigger move. It's all consolidation. But as I had spoke about yesterday, even though the long wicks on those candles were evident on the daily, it was still sideways motion, and that overall is just a high base, which is bullish. So we did see a move up today, very, very, very small move up today, yet the direction is still up. And with numbers coming out tomorrow and the fact that we're moving sideways, yeesh. Just once again, more of a guess coming into tomorrow, but no reason to think that we can't go higher. Let's take a look at the daily here. Let me show you. Job numbers are going to come out. They're going to be what they are. They're either going to be bad and the market's going to ignore it and go up, or maybe they come out and they're good and the market goes up. Who knows? Could go down. I mean, anything can happen tomorrow in the morning, but another plausible scenario would be to see one of two things happen. This will be interesting in the morning. If we happen to gap up tomorrow, pay very close attention to where we gap up tomorrow. If we gap up if you can't break an overhead resistance level, what do? You gap above it. That's right. So pay attention tomorrow to see if job numbers have some sort of an effect on this. I don't know. But look to see if we get some sort of a gap up tomorrow. And if it gaps up tomorrow, watch to see if it's going to start the day above the 10,500 level. If it does that, that could be a place where the bears are going to want to cover and just get out of their positions, which would push this higher. If it gaps up and right at around the 10,500 area, maybe we see one of those gap ups and then a run down the rest of the day. Boy, there's so many scenarios we can play out in our heads, but I'm still watching this 10,500 level up here. I just, at this point, no reason to think that we cannot make it. And a way to do it is to gap up to it and or gap over it. That would be the best bull case scenario in this particular instance. Just get above it. Just gap above it. Gap to 10, 5, 25 or something like that. And get yourself up and over that area. On a retest of 10,500, then I would be looking for, do we crash right through it? Or if it stalls there for a while, maybe we'll see anybody that's bearish below that level cover, and that'll drive the price back up again. So I'm thinking that's what the bulls will be looking for in the morning if they can get this thing to gap up tomorrow. If I still, longer term, really, in my perfect little world, as a bear in the markets, as a bull in the markets, I want to see it gap up and above 10,500. But from the bearish side, what I want to see it do is not leave any open gaps up here. I don't want to see it gap down 10 points tomorrow or 20 points tomorrow. Honestly, I really don't. I don't. I don't want to leave any open gaps up here. I want to see it gap up maybe a little bit and run down. That would be great. But anything up and over 10,500, I'd be a little bit worried about tomorrow. So those are just some scenarios that may come into effect in the morning, and what I'll be watching as we push forward. NDX on a 60-minute, you can see it moving sideways, but once again, this sideways motion up here at the top is all bullish. This still looks like a 1, 2, 3. This looks like a 4 move to me before a push higher. We could count this one of many ways. Maybe this is some sort of a 1. This is a 2 type of a move before a 3 push up. I mean, there's so many scenarios to play out. But either way, it comes out as bullish in this scenario. What we're seeing right here is bullish behavior. Don't be fooled into letting your own bias take over here. Once again, up here, hanging out, Little black candle there, little black candle there. Now a little white candle up today. As you can see, still bullish until the charts and until price action tells me differently. I have to remain more neutral to bullish in the short term until we see something turn around. NASDAQ on a weekly, now it is Thursday and it's still very clear that we're up and over this overhead resistance area. So no reason to think that we can't hold on tomorrow, maybe make another little white candle up. SPX on a 60-minute, moving sideways. Once again, still bullish behavior. From a daily standpoint, closing in on that 1130. If we can't beat 1130, how do we beat it? We gap over it. So maybe, fantastic numbers tomorrow or something. Give us the gap we need to get up and over the 1130 area. And if you're bullish, that's exactly the scenario you want. If you are bearish, you want to see this thing either A, in my opinion, I want to see it either A, open flat, or up. It can open up, but only up slightly. I don't want to see it gap above 1130. If it opens up, 1129 or at 1130, okay, that's okay too, because then maybe we see a run down from there. Maybe the selling pressure comes in. So those are my scenarios on the S&P as we move into tomorrow. From the weekly standpoint, once again, seeing the little white candle here moving up. If it closes there, then this little doji we saw here was a continuation candle. It was not a reversal candle. That's why they are potential candles, potential reversal candles. Okay, moving on to the VIX, and the VIX confirming as well today, moving down. But I will say this, still no fear in the markets. But we're really starting to see this thing slow down as it nears this lower level down here, especially on the weekly. You can see it kind of getting stopped by this big fat green line I've had down here for a while. So we get any more break below this, I really think we revisit this lower level here. But you can see it holding up for the last this last week anyway, right at the green, and slowing down as we near it too. Like momentum's really coming out of it. But still, overall, there's no fear coming into the market. If we see this market move down, you want to see the VIX start to spike, and that would help confirm the move to the downside. Apple on a 60-minute, up $1.38 today, but